What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. So as you can tell by the title, we have some interesting topics to discuss here in today's video, to say the least. So first things first here on the docket, let's talk about some more fans hobby on the channel, because why not? Y'all know me. I've been saying this the last few months. I'm getting more into the third-party scene, especially with Beast Wars and the Movieverse figures, and the little spurts of the Unicron trilogy stuff we've been getting the last few years, especially from Fans Hobby. I've been enjoying the stuff that they've done. I have Energon Optimus and Armada Jetfire. I plan on getting the rest of their Unicron trilogy stuff here shortly, so that'll be exciting. But out of my curiosity and recent love with what Fans Hobby has been doing with the Unicron trilogy characters, I figured why not just DM them, since I already asked them about us getting an Energon Megatron, which I did a video on like a few days ago or a week ago. So if you haven't seen that on the channel, go check it out. It's there. So I just kind of asked them a follow-up question a few days later. Are there any plans for a repaint of Tidal Wave from his Energon / Superlink appearance? And Fans Hobby replied a day later saying, "We did consider, but still haven't got any fixed schedule yet." And then I replied with, that would be really great considering a lot of people want it and it's an easy repaint, is that Armada Starscream's still coming, that you guys previewed last year, but remolded to be more accurate to the show, and they just left me unread. Which, I mean, sure, you don't really have to reply, but, you know, if a customer and a fan of your product is asking a question, you would think you would want to reply. But again, I'm not, you know, it is what it is. I didn't get a reply. They don't have to, but it would be under a good sense to reply to that. But whatever, it is what it is. So this answer for this tidal wave here, I don't know what to make of this. I'm a little bit more perplexed about this than what they said about Energon Megatron a few weeks ago. I think this would just be more of an obvious release. I mean, honestly, guys, with how Fans Hobby is operating, they're doing repaints that honestly no one really truly cared about or really expected from Energon Optimus or Wing Saber or Jetfire or Overload. So why do repaints that frankly no one cared about getting when you could do a repaint of Tidal Wave that appeared in Energon and is something that fans actually want? It's a fan favorite repaint and an actual cartoon appearance of Tidal Wave, a character you guys already have the tooling for, and you could just repaint and resell and it would be easy money made for you. I really don't understand the logic and reasoning behind this. Maybe there's something I'm missing behind the scenes in terms of production and what Fans Hobby might have in the release slate. Maybe that's delaying things or making them uncertain on when to release this Tidal Wave repaint. But the answer here, I mean, they are saying they considered it or are considering it. Maybe, I don't know if they still are, but they're saying they don't have a fixed schedule. So I honestly don't know what to make of this. I get the vibe that this probably will come out at some point, but you know these third-party companies, they're kind of all over the place with their release schedules and the characters they make to go along with other characters. I mean, we've had their G2 Optimus for the last 8 years now, and we're just now getting a G2 Megatron, I think, coming out at some point next year. So by that time, it would be almost 10 years between G2 Optimus and their G2 Megatron release. So, and Energon Optimus has been out for over 3 years, and they said they have no word on when they're going to do an Energon Megatron, which is kind of crazy to me. Or they might just be saying things to me just to kind of give me an answer, and they're not actually being honest and saying what they actually have in plans. That could be the case too, but I don't know, that wouldn't really make much sense other than them not wanting to reveal their plans, because you don't want to put out false information for your customers, because that wouldn't be right. But I don't know. It's just kind of puzzling that they wouldn't just do an easy repaint of Tidal Wave into his Energon counterpart to just kind of get that out there for fans who want it, which, believe me, a lot of people do. And hopefully that Armada Starscream still comes out. Not the one that they previewed, you know, obviously them going back to the drawing board like they said they would over a year ago, which is why I asked, because there's been no updates on that in a year and a half. So, I don't know, hopefully we still see that Armada Starscream at some point soon. But the other topic I wanted to discuss here in the video is the recent price increases, the news on that. So I did a dedicated video on this a couple of days ago. If you guys want to see that on the channel, it's there. Go check it out. And these prices are kind of ridiculous, especially for Voyager class and Leader class. I'm going to be even more selective with my Hasbro product going forward, especially since, I'm moving more into third party. And even though those figures are a lot better than Hasbro in almost every way, they are more expensive, so just naturally I'm already just slowing down on Hasbro Transformers, but it's going to be even more now so than usually or before, And it got me thinking, how many collectors are going to get priced out by next year, 2026? Because this is a trend and a topic that people have been discussing in the community for many years now, since inflation and price increases have been happening to Transformers a lot more drastic and frequently the last 10-15 years. And I'm somebody that's been around in the community for a while on TFW and on social media, probably a little bit younger than I should have. I started going on TFW when I was like 6-7 years old, which, if you can believe it, I know some people out there maybe don't want to believe that, but it's true. I did, and I never stopped, which is why I have a successful YouTube channel. So at least that came of it. But I've been around the block a few times. I've been looking at stuff the community has been talking about and doing for the last 15 or so years. And I don't know, man, I feel like it's getting to a point where how many people are actually going to want to spend this kind of money for a Hasbro Transformer mainline figure, especially with the rise of third-party production companies the last 5-10 years. It's only getting bigger, that side of the Transformers franchise, fandom, and merchandise. So I don't know. I think we're going to see a new rise in third-party support in the next few years if prices continue to go this route, which it seems like it is. Every few years now, since around 2019, we've been getting price increases. It has been a steady increase in prices for the last almost 10 years now. And come to think of it, it's been a steady increase in pricing for a while now, like the last 15 years, basically since the market crash in 2008. It's been steady price increases every year, not every year, every like 2-3 years. Well, there's been instances where every year for like 2-3 years in a row there's been price increases, especially during this decade with what happened in 2020 and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. I think people are not going to want to pay like $50 after tax for a Voyager class figure. Can you guys believe that? It's basically going to be $50 after tax and shipping for a Leader class figure, or it is going to be $50 because if shipping's $4 or $5 depending on where you order from, and then tax is like $2-3, you're spending $50 for a freaking Voyager class, man. That is outrageous. Let me put into perspective for you guys. Do you want to pay $50 now for a release like quote unquote animated Retgar and Armada Red Alert, and you're getting what you're getting, which really isn't anything too substantial? Do you guys really want to pay $50 for something like that? Think about this for a second. That was the pricing for Leader class figures just a couple years ago, $50. You were getting a Voyager and then some with a bunch of extra engineering and accessories for $50 just a few years ago. And now that's practically the price of Voyager class after tax and shipping. Man, yeah, Hasbro, I think Hasbro's going to lose a lot of people, man. I really do. This price increase is rough. Before in the past, it was like, okay, Voyager class went from 20 to 25 and 30. That's not too terribly bad. I mean, $30, it's still far away from what a Leader class is. But nowadays, I mean, you're inching pretty close to Leader class prices, especially when it's, the prices are so fresh in people's minds. Like, just not too long ago, this was almost the price of a Leader class figure. And, it feels a little different this time around, especially with the price increases happening more frequently and them being more expensive than the previous price increases. I think a lot of people are going to be checking out in the next year or two with Transformers products, at least with Hasbro. You know, I don't know what's going to happen with third party, especially with the tariffs. But when you get a third party figure for say $100 or $200, it's masterpiece. You get all this articulation, paint, sculpt, complex transformations, a bunch of accessories, sometimes interchangeable hands and interchangeable heads, sometimes light up features in either the weapons or eyes, and depending on the figure, it's both in the eyes and in the weapons. And especially for knockoffs, which are basically the same quality as official stuff, you get updates on that with the paint and engineering and light up eyes and weapons and stuff. And you're paying a bit more, but you're getting more in return. You're getting way more in return than you would if Hasbro would do the prices for that stuff. Like, you look at the Masterpiece line for Hasbro and Takara stuff, which is the same prices as third-party Masterpiece, and you get less with official Masterpiece stuff than you do with third-party. And sure, that could be chalked up to extra precautions that need to be taken and extra tests that need to be done with official product and whatnot. But still, you're getting more for your money's worth than you would with official stuff. So it's just kind of a weird cycle and loop and picking and choosing what you want to do. Me personally, I'm going with third party, and I'll only get a Hasbro figure if it's a character that I don't see third party doing for a long, long time, or if it's a character that I just really want figure representation of in my collection. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to kind of talk about what could happen with collectors with these price increases, and if people are going to be priced out and just leave the hobby or not next year, which I think a lot of people will, because, you know, things are just changing. It's not just going to be with toy prices. It's going to be with everything next year. But yeah, guys, let me know down in the comments below. How do y'all feel about this topic? How do you feel about Fans Hobby not giving us an Energon Tidal Wave repaint yet? And yeah, guys, thank you for watching this video. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.